Okay, we got the recording going, so great. Hey guys, again, welcome. And I always put this picture on. Now, you guys take a look at that picture, which was prior to my slim roast, right? And then take a look at this face. I think you see a little bit of difference, right? And you guys can all see that slide, right? Thumbs up, right? Yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah. So I've lost weight from my face. I've lost weight everywhere. In fact, 25 pounds. Tonight, I want to talk about something that I don't talk about very often. I want to talk about insanity. Kind of a strange subject to talk about on one of these Zoom calls, but I think you'll get my point here as we move forward. The definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Well, that's what I see people doing in this industry, doing all the wrong things, but expecting different results. And one of those things, and I've been guilty of it myself, is something called a startup, right? I mean, Lord knows, there are so many different startup companies. When I first got in the business in 1987, there were very few choices, right? I mean, we had Amway, you had Herbalife, you had a couple of different choices, and that was it. Now, a new startup, starts about every day, maybe 2 or 3 times a day. Who knows? All I know is that, I've been guilty of going to a startup company, knowing what I know in the industry. I still did it because I made excuses, right? I said, well, this one's going to be different because of this, because of this, because of that. And one of the things that I'd like to suggest to all startup companies is, put something like this up on their website, right? Now, startup companies are, that 1 in 100 make it, if that. And I have made a lot of money in a startup company, but, when you get to be a certain age, like I tell a lot of my younger friends, hey, you still have a lot of time to make mistakes, right? You can make, a 3-year mistake or a 5-year mistake, and it won't ruin your life. But, for all of us who have more yesterdays than we do tomorrows, making a 3-year mistake is a big mistake, right? So don't want to be doing this forever, and certainly getting into a startup there, and these are some of the things that I wish a startup would put on their website, right on the homepage. Caution, danger, authorized personnel only. Proceed with caution. And one of the I want to talk to you about some landmines. And I talk to people about this all the time. Joining a company for all the wrong reasons. And what are those wrong reasons, right? The owner was successful in another business. I don't know how many times I've heard that, but he's made $1 gajillion over here in this other industry that has nothing to do with network marketing. And, or they've got the greatest product under the sun. They're, just an amazing product, and so on and so on and so on. And they got the best compensation plan. Now, all these are, you would think that they were pretty good reasons, right, to join a company. But I'm going to go through and explain why they're not. One of the best ones is, no recruiting. You don't have to recruit anybody. You just sit there, put in your money, and the money's going to come to you. All you have to do is call it, right? And it's going to come to you. Well, we know that doesn't work. Again, the landmines, right? The owner was successful in another business. No experience in network marketing. And I don't care, guys, what you say about anything. Network marketing is not traditional business. It is totally 180 degrees opposite of traditional business. So somebody who's been successful in a traditional business and has not been successful in network marketing has got a huge learning curve that they're going to have to go through. and I call it an experiment, right? They're going to experiment with this. They're going to experiment with that. And I've consulted for a lot of those people that own network marketing companies that were successful in other businesses. And, you know, they were just well, they were horrible to work with because they wouldn't listen, right? They tried to do everything their own way. And mostly it's all about ego. It's mostly about greed. And most companies, I don't want to say all, but most companies are very, very poorly capitalized. So, you know, I've seen this. Now you think this is a funny thing. I've seen past felons become the president of a network marketing company. You know, probably somebody I wouldn't want to do business with, right? You know, people are not always who they say they are, right? So, you know, you've got to do the due diligence. You've got to do your own homework, right? So here's the biggest one. And you know, I didn't join Valentis because of Slim Roast. I joined it in addition to, but I joined Valentis because they weren't a startup, because they were already 4 years old. They'd already seen some success. They had already seen some challenges. They made it through all of those things. They've been paying commissions now for 4 years on time, you know, every week on time without any hiccups, you know. So that's what, you know, companies have a couple of things that they do, and I want them to do them very well, right? I want them to collect the money. I want them to ship the products on time. I want them to pay us, right? I don't want any excuses about those things. And that's exactly what Dave Jordan has done. You know, if you join a company because of a product, or I could put because of a compensation plan, you'll leave because of a product or because of a compensation plan. And let me just tell you, the next best product, the next best compensation plan is being designed right now, right? It might be out tomorrow. And if your whole focus is product or compensation plan and somebody comes out with something just phenomenal, then you're likely to shift your focus from where you are to something, you know, that bright new shining penny. So those are just two of the reasons that you just got to pay attention to these landmines. Like I said, the next hottest product is about to launch anytime, right? And if it's hot, you know, I mean, we had a hot product. It wasn't a consumable product, but it was something called the PAL, personal attack alarm, and it was hot, man. I mean, we sold millions of those puppies, and but it was too hot, you know. Within 18 months, it was in Walmart at a third of the price, you know. I mean, so there wasn't any big commissions to be had after it hit Walmart. So, you know, the other thing that I see companies doing is product claims, just unbelievable product claims. And, you know, it's just a matter of time. The FTC and the FDA are all over these websites looking at everything all the time. What used to take 2 years now takes 2 months. I mean, it's just, it's unbelievable how quickly they hone in and find companies that are doing things wrong. You know, the best compensation plan, let's face it, guys, you know, the best compensation plan is a plan that keeps the company in business, right? They're able to pay all of their expenses, and they pay their distributors a very good share of the money. You know, ours is right at 50%. You know, sometimes it bumps up a little bit higher than 50%. You know, but I've seen every type of compensation plan in the last 31 years that you can ever even imagine. You know, I just love the ones, you know, like a matrix. You know, you just get in and don't worry about it. You're going to get all this overflow and you're going to get this spillover and so on and so forth. And it never happens, right? It never, ever happens. You know, I love these plans that pay out 99% or 115%, or, you know, whatever. But there's all kinds of them. You know, there was this single line downline plan at one time. Sounded like a great concept, except that it didn't work, right? So again, I've seen it. The plan that we have, I think, in my opinion, is one of the fairest plans I've ever seen. Look, you can bring somebody in for a $500 business builder package. You make a $100 fast start. That's 20%, right? You can make another $100 legacy bonus. That's another 20%. There's 40%, right? Then you have the dual team commissions. You've got the dual team match, and you've got the enrollment bonuses. So there's a lot of money in our plan. So don't be fooled, right? Don't fall for the hype. Don't fall for all of the things that people have talked to you about. Again, there's a reason that the Direct Sellers Association, that's the DSA, doesn't take a membership on a startup company until they're 2 years old. Why? Because they all go out of business, right? They don't want to waste their time, going through their due diligence to find out if this company is viable to become a member of the DSA. So, they wait. I tell people to wait. If it's a good opportunity now, it'll be a good opportunity in 2 years. And, but everybody falls for that. You got to get in first. You got to get in first. You got to get in first. Let's look at, a lot of people who have waited. The company that I made the most money with, I didn't come in first. I wasn't the master distributor. I just came in, after the company was up and running. Dexter Yeager with Amway. He's made more money than anybody. He came into Amway 15 years after they got started. 15 years. A beer truck driver, a guy that delivered beer in New York, got fed up with that and said, hey, I'm going to do this Amway thing. And, so that startup phase, the formulation phase can take anywhere from 3 to 4 years, maybe longer, depending upon, how well or how not how well the company is funded. So, I hear this all the time, the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. What a bunch of BS, right? The only thing that you're risking is your reputation and, all your time, your money, your influence, all of those things. That's what you're risking, by joining a startup company. So again, danger, authorized personnel only, construction zone. I want to talk to you again. I'm going to shift from startup to something else that I talk about all the time, which is the difference between linear income and leveraged income. And I'm going to give you a new way of thinking about it. And this is you. That's what you look like when you were 20. And this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to go through, hopefully the next 50 years. And this is you, although you're a little older and you're now 70, right? That lifespan, that's your lifetime of doing what, right? Working for the most part, 40 hours a week times 50 weeks is 2,000 hours a year, no matter how you cut it. Now, those were the old days, when we could work 40 hours a week. I never had a job, so I've always worked more than 40 hours a week. But I want you to think about the numbers. 2,000 hours times 50 years is 100,000 hours that you're going to work in your lifetime, somewhere between 80 and 100,000 hours. I know some people are going to work more, some people are going to work less, but for the sake of this example, I just want to show you 100,000 hours in your lifetime. Very simple. You don't work, you don't get paid, right? You don't feel well, whatever. You stay home, you don't get paid, right? So that's linear income. That's what the higher education is teaching everybody, to go out and get a great job, with a great company and work there for the next 40 or 50 years. Yeah, like that's really going to happen. So is this the life you want? Some of us have lived that life. Some of us haven't. I saw my father live that life. I knew right then and there when I saw him die, worked himself to death. I knew that that's something I didn't want to do. So I looked for an alternative way of doing things. Leveraged income, right? And I so much wish that they would teach this in school as opposed to go out and getting a job. You know, let's think about building a little group, right? A little group that does 4 hours worth of work a day. I mean, that's not very much. That's very, very part-time. You've just taken your little group of 10 and you've just replaced what you were having to do in a week, right? They did it in a day, 40 hours in a day. If you build a little bit bigger group, right, looks like that. Let's say you built a group of 100, and again, 20 hours a week, right? That's 2,000 hours worth of work that people have put in that you can earn a percentage off of their efforts. 2,000 hours, if you remember that, that's how much time it took you over the course of a year, right? You spent 2,000 hours, 50 weeks, 40 hours, 2,000 hours a year. They've just done that in a week. Now, you kick it up a notch, right? Let's say you build a group of 1,000. Now, when you've got a company like Valentis that's going to be around, building a group of 1,000 is pretty darn simple. All you got to do is stay in the process, right? And we're going to talk about the process next week. But a group of 1,000, 100 hours a month, again, pretty part-time, right? 100,000 hours, right? You got 100,000 hours. That's what it would have taken you a lifetime to work by yourself. And this group of 1,000 just did it in a month. Now think about it for a second. I had a group of a little over 400,000 people. Now I know all of them didn't work, but what if they all worked an hour a day, right? That's 400,000 hours. That's like 4 lifetimes. And that's why people who build a large organization earn the kind of money that they can make. At that particular point in time, I was making $250,000 a month. So, most people don't make that annually. This something to think about, and I just wanted to give you that perspective. Here's my stats, and I just pulled this off the other day. I personally enrolled 92 people. Now, customers, independent reps, some people have stepped up and, bought the Ruby package, bought the Business Builder package, but I've, encouraged 92 people to go through, take the tour, and do something. When I looked at my enroller, and this is an interesting number, and this was the other day, 214 people already have enrolled as an independent representative this month, in the month of August, right? The slowest month of the year, August. And like Dave said the other day, June, July, August have always typically been, slow months because of so many things. And it's been our 3 best months. The volume right now, I can tell you, is going through the roof. So the rest of the month is going to be absolutely fantastic. Here's what I see happening. It's 200 plus a month now, right? It's going to be 200 a week very soon, right? There'll be 200 people joining the team every week because let's face it, guys, all you have to do is have 100 people go get one and, 200 people, start to join. When we hit momentum, and I think that'll be sometime in 2019, maybe 2020, but it'll be 200 people plus a day. I mean, I've seen this thing happen like that, where there were just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people joining. Why? Because it's the buzz, right? People are making money, people are having fun, things are going on, and people are attracted to all of that. So, what's going to happen with the play as a result of this package, right? 350 slim roast optimum packets in this package. you know, what I'm suggesting we do, and, you know, I'm one of those guys that leave nothing for chance, right? I'm going to put together, you know, a letter that, you know, obviously you don't have to use it, but it's going to be an introductory letter, right? It's going to be something that you're going to put into the package that you're going to mail these slim roast sticks to a prospect. And you know, we're going to have, I'm suggesting that you take 10 of these, which is 5 cups, you know, 2 cups for 5 days. And that will give a person enough product so that they can start to see, they can taste it, obviously, you know, rather than a canister, which is, you know, relatively expensive, $31.25, you know, but these are what we've been waiting for, and a lot of things are going to start to fall in place as a result of having these single serving packages. So, you know, if you need to order, don't do, you know, just go in there and order this package and have 350 of these sent to you, right? Because here's what's going to happen. I'm sure you remember this chart from, you know, the video that we did, but, you know, month 1, you're going to, through your warm contacts and through another system that you're going to hear about here shortly, you're going to give away, you know, 35 packages of 10 samples. That's 350, right? 20% of those people, maybe more, maybe less, but I'm going to stick with 20%. I think that's a very conservative number. And, you know, are going to say, hey, this sounds like a good idea, because we're going to continue, while they're trying the product, we're going to continuously update them on how we make money with this business and how they can make money with this business. So, you know, when those 7 people say yes, you're going to make $700 fast start bonus. Listen, $700 fast start bonus, right? You're going to make a legacy bonus of $400. You don't get paid on the first 3, but you get paid on the next 4 to infinity. And then you're going to make at least a $500 enrollment bonus, given the fact that these people all purchase in 1 calendar month. Might be more, might be less, but you know, that's $1,600. You know, any way you cut it, right? You send out 35, 7 say yes, you're going to make $1,600. Your 7 send out 35. That's 245 samples that are going out there to the field. 20% of them say yes, 49, right? Now you've got 49 people sending out 30. You know, this is a very duplicatable, and that's the key phrase here, duplicatable, very simple to do process. We don't have to work on, you know, search engine optimization. We don't have to work on so many other things. I've seen network marketing companies try to cram down their distributors' throats, trying to get them to duplicate. This is very, very easy, something everybody can do, and we just teach them to play, right? Those 343 go send out 35 each, right? Over 12,000 samples. You're starting to see where this is going, right? I only took it out to 6 months because it just gets absolutely ridiculous, right? You got 16,000 people sending out 35. There's over almost 600,000 samples going out to people. And, you know, 20% of them are going to say yes. And, you know, will it completely work like that? I know it won't work like that. Some are going to get more. Some of them are going to get less. Some are going to do nothing, right? Some people are going to buy 350 samples, and then they're going to wait for those things to grow legs and run out the door and jump into somebody's kitchen. And that's never going to happen. So, you know, again, we're going to teach and keep teaching and keep teaching, you know, because this is such an easy process. One of the things that we talked about a while ago was our own sampling site, right, which is coming up. We were waiting for the single serving packages to come up. So I talked to Dave Glickman, and they're full speed ahead on getting this done, and they're going to start putting up and start driving traffic. And we'll have Dave on maybe next week to talk about and go through the whole thing from start to finish. So you guys, I mean, everybody should probably have or know 35 people. But if they don't, you're going to be able to go into OptimumTaste.com and you're going to find people that want to sample. You're going to be able to pick and choose. You're going to be able to locate them by city, state, zip code, whatever, right? And you're going to be able to pick and choose and find people that want to sample. Talk to them on the phone and communicate with them, right? This is one of the ads that's going to be run, right? Exclusive weight loss coffee formulated to do all of these incredible things, and no credit card required, free shipping. And so it's a free sample program. And again, we'll have Dave Glickman come. But this, we needed to have the single serving packages finished before we could actually launch this. And so that's basically it, guys. I wanted to take you through some of that. I'm going to get this whole thing recorded and probably do it a little bit, probably do it tomorrow, and then get it up on YouTube and get it out to everybody. So, but, here's what Bill Gates did, I don't know if I can talk to 1,200 people. Maybe over the course of a long period of time, I could talk to 1,200 people. 900 of them said no. When I talked to the first group of people,
what was going on?
Company that I was part of, I went and talked to 32 of my friends. 12 of them said yes, right? 12 of them said, 20 of them said no. 12 of them said yes. 5 of them got very serious, and to the point where they were my frontline guys, but 3 of them were actually, dead serious about the business. And as a result of that, those 3 people made me millions and millions and millions of dollars. So, don't discount, and we're going to talk about this in another training, but, go to everybody you know. Don't hesitate. I went to a buddy of mine over in the UK. This guy does triathlons, right? He doesn't have 2 ounces of fat on his body. He's a champion triathlon. James started drinking the coffee. He loves it, right? He's not taking it for the weight loss. He's taking it for the mental clarity. He's taking it for the energy. And he's going to now start promoting it all over Europe. So, go to everybody. Don't say, well, this guy is not, or this person's not fat or whatever. Don't worry about that. Just, talk to everybody you know. So, guys, that's the end of that little presentation. And I'll come back out of screen share. Great. Good. Okay. Well, we've added a few more people since I started. So, hey, if you want to, let's do this real quick. If anybody's got any new testimonials, if you're brand new and you've got a brand new testimonial, come out of, click, down in the left-hand corner, there's a mute down there. So unmute yourself and come on in and tell us about what's happened in your life since you started drinking Slim Roast Optimum. Who wants to go first?
Hey, I'll go first, Chuck.
Okay, go ahead, Bob.
Well, since I started drinking it, now I don't need to lose a lot of weight, but of course I had to keep buying bigger pants, and finally I decided, okay, enough of this. I gotta do something. So when I was introduced to this, of course, like you, I was a little skeptical, but I tried it, and within a couple days I lost 2 pounds, and I was just floored with it. I'm like, how this ain't possible. I've tried for the last 2 years to get rid of belly fat and just couldn't do it. And I exercise pretty much daily. And I try to watch what I eat, but, I don't eat as much as I used to. But anyway, I couldn't do it. And so I started drinking a coffee and I started losing weight. So between me and my wife, we're both down. Well, I'm down 14 pounds. My wife is down 12 pounds. We got our daughter on it. She struggled for the last 2 years, couldn't lose weight. She had trainers and you name it, trying to get weight. She's down 12 pounds.
Wow.
And I've got numerous friends that are on it. My sister-in-law, my wife's sister, she was just here yesterday. She lost 10 pounds already.
Wow.
And so I'm just crazy about it. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, everybody I put on it is lost weight.
Losing weight. Yeah. Well, that's great. I appreciate that, Bob. That's great news. And, if people will just do it, just drink it, and not drink it with a stack of pancakes, but just drink it and not eat any food. That's the biggest culprit, right? That coffee starts mixing with all of that food, and it doesn't get into your bloodstream, so it doesn't knock out your appetite, doesn't knock out your cravings, and so people go, well, it didn't work for me, and I go, well, then let's examine how you actually drank that coffee. Well, yeah, I always had pancakes. Well, we got to stop that. So anyway, who else has got a testimonial?
Hey, Chuck.
Hey, Joel.
This is Peter.
Oh, Peter.
How are you?
I'm good, buddy.
I'm good. Yeah, I started June 1st. I've hit 25 pounds now. I'm down. We actually just spoke to a customer who started out as a customer the other day, and she lost 30 so far.
Wow.
So, and just sticking to the plan. So, we're super excited about it. It really works. Just do it the right way. Don't be doing it with, like you said, a stack of pancakes. Follow the plan. I just ordered our new builder pack, and
right.
we got the tubs on this one, but they're going to start going out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Looking forward to some good times.
Yeah. It's funny. I bought some jeans. I bought 3 pairs of jeans before I started drinking the coffee. And I tried them on today because I hadn't taken the tags off of them. They've just been laying in my closet. Hadn't taken the tags off of them. Still have the receipt, right? And so I put them on, and my wife said, those things, you got to take those pants back. They're all too big, Well, I've never heard her say they're too big. Right? So, and they were too big. So, those puppies are going back tomorrow, and we'll get into, the right size. Who else has got a testimonial?
This is James. I just got started with you, with Gentle.
Okay.
Through Bob there. He called me up, said he had this weight loss coffee, which I've tried a lot of stuff to lose weight because I got the belly problem and nothing seems to work. But anyway, I went ahead and ordered some coffee, and I've been on it now. I'm on my second tub. And as of this morning, I weigh every Sunday morning. I don't weigh during the week. I weigh every Sunday morning. As of this morning, I'm down 12 pounds.
Wow.
And I don't get up in the middle of the night craving Oreo cookies anymore. I used to do that all the time. I had to have a cookie or a cake or something in the middle of the night.
Right.
I'm not doing that, so that craving crusher is working for me. And the pound thing's working for me. And I just got started, and tomorrow I'm ordering my business builder package. And I'm glad you got them samples because that's what I'm ordering. So anyway, glad to be with you guys. And
that's great. That's great, James. I mean, and people are going to start noticing. They're going to start noticing, and they're going to say, "What are you taking? What's going on with you?" And so
that happened to me today. And actually, I've got a woman that's ordering a can of the Valentis. I'm ordering it for her tomorrow.
Okay.
She's going to try that out, and she said, "What are you doing to lose this weight?" And I said, "Well, actually, I'm drinking some coffee." And she said, and I had a brochure on it and gave it to her. And she said, "Well, you're doing an order. Why don't you order me a tub? I'll try that. And if it works, I'll stay with you." So we'll see.
Yeah, you know, I sent some up to a good friend of mine up in Washington State, sent him a tub of coffee. And Roger doesn't need to lose any weight. But I thought since he was, you know, busy growing marijuana, you know, maybe he's been eating a lot, you know, and I thought, well, maybe he does need to lose some weight. And, but he gave it to his daughter. His daughter has now lost 17 pounds on the first tub. And he goes, "Hey man, I got to get some more coffee." And so, you know, it's pretty amazing what's going on. You know, guys, there's, you know, I keep saying that this is a very, very simple business. You know, if we just treat it like a business and if we'll just, you know, work at it, right? And, you know, lots of great things are going to happen. The next 90 days are going to be fantastic because we're getting into, you know, everybody getting back from vacation, everybody getting back to their kids in school and, you know, getting settled down into the fall. So 90 days between now and Thanksgiving. So it's push, right? It's push time between now and the next 90 days. Who else has got a quick testimonial before we call it a night?
I do.
Go ahead.
Hey, I started 4 days ago drinking the coffee, which is very good. I've lost 12 pounds.
4 days.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
All
Before
right.
that, before that, I've already cut my intake down on what I was eating and my portion control, but it just wasn't doing it. And apparently this gave it the push it needed.
Yeah. You just
So I'm excited.
right. Boy, that's fantastic. You know, and that's what all of us need. I mean, let's face it, you know, we think we can do it with willpower. I haven't seen that work. And that's why Americans go on diets every 90 days, right? They go on a new diet every 90 days. They try something new every 90 days. You know, a buddy of mine is type 2 diabetic, and he's noticing all kinds of changes with his blood sugar. He's saying that when he wakes up in the morning and he checks his blood sugar, it's not spiked. It's now level, right? It's you know, he said it's 80. And he's been able to cut back on about half of his insulin. So he's not seeing the huge spikes. And so, again, he doesn't need to lose any weight, but, you know, he's drinking the coffee and loving it. So, hey guys, it's, we've been here a little bit longer, but hey, I love the testimonials. Robin, that's great. 12 pounds in 4 days. I think that's probably a record. I don't know if we've got anybody. I was on with a guy by the name of Marshall Silver the other day. Marshall he's down now 20 pounds and he's going to lose another 20 pounds. And, you know, now people are starting to notice, right? They're starting to notice, hey man, you look thin. So, you know, lots of great things are happening. I'm going to be around all week, guys. If anybody needs me, you know my phone number, so just reach out to me. And unless anybody's got any last things to say, right? Anything from anybody? Okay, good. Well, silence is golden. So I want to thank you for joining us here tonight. I'll shut off the recording.